Hare Krishna Mataji, my screen is clear, voice, video,
Yes,
everything is
Prabhuji.
okay.
Yes, Prabhuji.
Full screen is coming. Oma
Yes,
Gyanati
Prabhuji.
Vinodasya Gyananjana Shalakaya Chakshur Unmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha Sri Chaitanya Manohishtam Sthapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kadamaiham Dadati Swapadantikam He Krishna Karuna Sindhu Dinabandhu Jagatpate Gopesha Gopika Kanta Radha Kanta Namostute Tapta Kanchana Gorangi Radhe Vrindavaneshwari Vrishabhansute Devi Pranamami Hari Priye वाञ्छाकल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपा सिन्धुभ्यो एव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो 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 विष्णुपादाय कृष्णप्रेष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमते भक्ति वेदांत स्वामिनिति नामिने नमस्ते सरस्वते देवे गौरवाणी प्रचारिणे निर्विशेष शून्यवादी पाश्चात्य देश तारिणे जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौर भक्त वृंद हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्णा. So let's have a recap today. What we studied yesterday. So there are three. So there are three kinds of faith, or Shraddha Traya Vibhaga Yoga. That's the name of the chapter. So in the three kinds of faith, we studied that for what kind of faith is there. I mean, the Rajaguni, Tamaguni, as well as the Sattuguni, whom they worship. So now question to everyone. So in Sattva who they worship? Hare Krishna. In Sattva who they worship? Yeah, let's unmute. Okay, they worship demigods. And in Rajoguna, they worship demons, human, and all those things. And in Tamaguna, they worship ghosts, goblins.
Most goblins, yes.
Right. And also and they go to, and when they die, also they go to that particular planet. So whoever worship whom, like people who worship their forefathers, they go to the Pitru Loka, or the loka or the planet of the Pitrus. Similarly, who worships ghosts, they will go to the planet of the ghost. So it goes without saying. Now, let us discuss about the food. That is food in what is a sattvic food, what is a rajasic food, and what is a tamasic food. So let's now look at what are the qualities of a sattvic food. Yes, Hare Krishna. Anyone? What does a sattvic food look like?
Yes, Prabhuji, Sattvic food, what pleases your heart and mind?
Yes, it pleases heart, then it is healthy, then it is sweet, and it is not only pleasing heart, but at the same time, it is juicy and all that is there. Then what about the type of food which is in the rajas or in the mode of passion?
It is Prabhuji pungent and sour, non-veg, maybe.
Yes, it is pungent, it is highly salty, then it brings miseries. And what about the tamasic foods?
The food which has been cooked since 3 hours and
Yes. So that is one part. That is, it is if it is taken after 3 years of 3 hours of cooking, it is putrid, it is decomposed, and all those kind of stuff is coming under tamasic
tamasic.
food. And why you are concentrating and why you are focusing and why you are so much interested in the food, because food is just not food. Food, in fact, has the subtle element which influences our consciousness. So a sattvic food influences the finer cells of the body, of the mind, of our consciousness, and that is the reason why this is so much of stress, so much of focus Krishna is giving to various kinds of food, because the food will decide the consciousness. And in fact, it can bring magic. Similarly, for example, the best thing is that when we take prasadam, which is offered to Krishna, what Krishna says, Yat karosi, yat asnasi, yat juhosi, dadasi, yat tapassusi konte kurusha madarpanam. So whatever you eat, you whatever you eat, please give it to me, surrender to me. So whatever you eat, whatever you are going to sacrifice, whatever austerities you are doing, any charity you are doing, any charity, austerity, finances, everything you have to surrender to me. So therefore, when we take prasadam, which is offered to Krishna, that becomes karma free. And therefore, in fact, at the last of this section, we'll come to the part called the last part, Om Tat Sat. So everything that we do, whether it is sacrifice, whether it is austerity or charity or taking food, so to make it purify, they say Om Tat Sat. And we'll talk about that in the last part of this chapter. So now coming to the sacrifice. So we also learned about three kinds of sacrifices. So first sacrifice is in the mode of goodness or in the mode of sattva. What it is? So they do it as per the scripture and they do not expect the results. So this is the a sacrifice in the mode of sattva. And what is the sacrifice in the mode of rajas? Anyone? Hare Krishna. They also do it as per scripture, but so there is a small but there. What is that? They expect the result. So they do all kind of sacrifices. You know how Yagyaseni, how Draupadi, how Drushtadumna were born because because their father did that fire sacrifice with a particular desire, will kill Dronacharya, right? So similarly, so many such sacrifices are there where some people do sacrifice to get the son and wealth and so on. So all these sacrifices with the desire to get something is in the mode of rajas or in the mode of passion. Now, what is sacrifice which is in the mode of ignorance or in the mode of tamas is anyone? Hare Krishna. We all read this. We all learned this yesterday, right? So naturally, the tamasic people will not do or you know any process as per the scriptures. So they will find their own ways with their whimsical way. So nothing will be there, nor in the proper time, nor to the proper person. No, so nothing, nor as per scripture. So they will not follow anything. Now this section will cover the austerity. So what are the different kind of austerities in the three modes? Let's look at. So there are austerity of body, there is austerity of speech, and there is austerity of mind. We also call, so here also we have BMW. And what is BMW? Body, mind, and words. For example, the austerity of body, when somebody, so let's say you go to a temple, we go to a temple. So anyone who can say that what is the austerity of body which is done while going to the temple and what can be done? Just an example. Either a temple, your home temple or an outside temple, anything. Anywhere you go, what are the different kind of austerities that body go through? Hare Krishna. So you do pranam, right? So, or you do kirtan, or you do japa. So whatever you do with the body, that is the austerity of the body. So we can see on the body, worship of Supreme Lord, Brahmanas, the spiritual master, cleanliness, simplicity, celibacy, and non-violence. All this we do with the body. Similarly, what is the austerity of the speech? We can take the same example of temple. So chanting, anything we're doing with the mouth or with the speech, like talking about Krishna. Now we are, speaking about Krishna. We're speaking Gita. So chanting Hare Krishna Maha Mantra, reading scriptures, talking about Krishna, everything that is being talked of Krishna will be the austerity of the speech. So speaking truthful words, pleasing, it should be beneficial, not agitating to others, also regularly reciting Vedic literatures. So there are three important things. So in Sanskrit or Sanskritam is the right word. In Sanskritam, there is a beautiful saying, and that is Satyam Vada Priyam Vada Satyam Apriyam Ma Vada. So that is what the austerity of speech is all about. It should be pleasing and it should be beneficial and it should not agitate to others. That's more important. That's the austerity of speech. Also, regularly reciting Vedic literature, chanting, all that is thing. Then now comes the mind. On the mind, Rishikena Rishikesa Sevanam Bhakti Ruchyate. So, in the mind, the gravity in thought, it should be satisfying, and simplicity, self control, purification of one's existence. This all happened because uh, that is thinking, willing, feeling. That cycle happens only through the mind. So we have seen, you know, uh, in our parampara, we have sannyasis who are having a danda, and basically it is a three dandi. So there are three dandi, and there is also ekadandi. Ekadandi are the Brahmavadis, but three dandi is where they surrender. They've taken the vow to do everything. That means their body, their speech, and their mind, everything surrendered to Krishna. So they are called three dandi. So in our parampara, there are sannyasis who are having this three dandi. They carry this three danda with them wherever they go. Similarly, the Brahmavadis have ekadandi. Why? Because they just worship Brahman. Okay. So 17.14 Devadvija Guru Pragya Pujanam Saucham Arjavam Brahmacharyam Ahimsa Cha Shariram Tapa Uchyate. The austerity of the body consists in this worship of Supreme Lord, the Brahmanas, the spiritual master, and the superiors like the father and mother, cleanliness, simplicity, celibacy, non-violence are all austerities of the body. Okay, we can see here one Prabhuji is doing a particular type of pranam. So what it is called? What namaskar or pranam it is? Hare Krishna. This is called
Dandavat
this is
pranam.
called Dandavat pranam.
Saskanda.
Yes, Dandavat pranam. So Dandavat. So what means it's like Danda is what? Stick. So when you are doing a Dandavat pranam, it's like falling like a stick. So therefore it is called a Dandavat pranam. So Prabhujis always do the Dandavat pranam. However, Matajis are not supposed to do the Dandavat pranam. They are supposed to do what? Their pranam is called
Kneeling down.
Panchang.
Panchang.
Panchanga pranam.
Okay. Okay,
because they are
Prabhu.
not supposed to touch the the chest area to the floor. So therefore, they do the Panchanga Pranam. However, when we greet each other in ISKCON, even between the Matajis or Prabhujis to Matajis, we greet as uh, Dandavat Pranam. So that is allowed. So that's not an issue. But on actual doing, Matajis are supposed to do the Panchanga Pranam. So that is also the austerity of the body. So whenever we're doing Dandavat Pranam, Panchanga Pranam, Shastanga Pranam, whichever way we're doing, or we're doing jumping and doing kirtan, our clapping, whichever limbs we are using for the service of Krishna, those comes under the austerity of the body. Now there is something, there is also an other type of namaskar, which you can see a drowning man, the raising both your hands. This is called Saranagati Namaskar, complete surrender. Like police or a robber or whoever, I mean, uh, comes with a gun and put it on your head, then what he says, hands up. So what you say, you raise both your hands, saying that, what is it? Means I surrender. So this is the Saranagati Namaskar. So in the Swami steps also we can see while Kirtan, people do this. With Saranagati Namaskar, the dance also goes on. So this is the part of the austerity of the body. Then, of course, most important is worship the Supreme Lord, the Brahmanas, the spiritual master, the Guru. Guru is a representative of Krishna, and superiors like the father and mother. Cleanliness, simplicity, celibacy, and non-violence are also austerities of the body. Right. So 17.15. This is about speech. So we talked about the body, then we go to mind, then after that we'll go to speech. No, now it is speech. So anudvega करम वाक्यम सत्यम प्रिय हितम च यत् स्वाध्याय अभ्यासानम चैव वान्मयम तप उच्यते. Austerity of speech consists in speaking truthfully and beneficially, and in avoiding speech that offends. Satyam vada, priyam vada, satyam apriyam ma vada. So that is the point, most important point. And one should also recite the Vedas regularly. So Bhagavatam regularly, Bhagavad Gita regularly, all the scriptures which is recommended in the parampara regularly. Otherwise, what will happen if we do not do this? Then it, whatever other things that we do, for example, we talk about some politics, some gossip, something or other, then that will be like the frog croaking. And what does when in the rainy season or in those times the frog croaks, and what happens? It thinks it is doing a wonderful thing. But ultimately, what happens? The frog croaks and the snake come to know and just eat it. That is the result of croaking. So similarly, by if we're not doing the things which is required as a part of the austerity of the speech, and do prajalpa, so to say, prajalpa, atyahara, prajalpascha. So these are the things which are against bhakti. So what will happen? What is the simile? This thing is that if we croak this way, means primarily not doing, not doing towards the service of Krishna and thinking about something else, some kind of prajalpa goes on, then death will come at any time and catch, and this birth and death cycle will continue. So that will come as a snake. And who is there on the right hand side? Yudhishthir Maharaj. So Yudhishthir Maharaj was famous for speaking truth. Throughout his life, he has not told a lie. Arjuna, what does Krishna says? Nimitta matra bhava sapyashachi. You just become my instrument. So Arjuna say, and sarvesu kalesu ma manuspura yuddhascho. So whatever Krishna says, he will abide by, and he will just do. For Yudhishthira, his topmost value is speaking truth. So even when he was told that now you please tell that Aswathama is dead, he said, but he wanted then another Aswathama as an elephant has to be killed. Then only he will say it. So that is the kind of truthfulness that he had. Of course, because of this kind of uh, speaking untruth at least once in his lifetime, he has a glimpse of the Ahinarka. That's what we know. Okay. So now 17.16. It is about the mind now. So Manaha Prasadaha सौम्यत्वं मौनम आत्म विनिग्रह भाव संशुद्धिर इति एतत् तपोमानसम उच्यते. And serenity, simplicity, gravity, self-control and purity of thought are the austerities of the mind. So these are the austerities of the mind: serenity, simplicity, gravity, self-control and purity of thought. All this together, we have a beautiful picture which says it all in 1,000 words, is a depiction of Bhagavatam. Anyone can at least connect this picture. If you have read Bhagavatam, then you can connect very easily. Okay. This is Rishi Vasishtha. No, he is not Rishi Vasishtha. He is who? He is Sukadeva's father, Vyasadeva. So what happened? Sukadeva was in his mother's womb for 16 years because he doesn't want to come in contact with the Maya because he's already got the Brahma Jnana from his father. So he knew what is the truth. He knew the absolute truth. He doesn't want to come out. However, on special request, and Krishna had to come personally to request him, saying that I am guaranteeing you that Maya will not touch you. So he took birth at the age of 16, and straight from the home, after taking the birth, straight away he just set off for the jungle because he wants to he's already liberated. Now what has happened was the moment he started going to the forest, behind him his father just went behind and said, stop, stop. So what has happened is he was naked and he was passing by a pond, and you can see the ladies, they could not even feel anything that somebody has passed naked. They could not just have even a sense that somebody naked has passed. However, when his father Vyasadeva, who is the incarnation of Krishna, when he run behind him, all of them suddenly the ladies realize that they should wear. So where from this realization, sudden realization came, is because Sukadeva Goswami's mind was so pure, it was so pure that it cannot distinguish between what is a male, what is a female, what is a man, what is a woman. It cannot distinguish. However, although he is an incarnation of Krishna, but he was a Gruhi. And for a Gruhi, the things are different because he has to also do the Garhastha Dharma. So thereby, the ladies could immediately, felt the presence. However, in the presence of Sukadeva Goswami, nobody could feel even that somebody has passed. Somebody is, um, just, they've seen them, but they didn't have the kind of feeling to cover them. So this is called this the self-control of mind and the purity of mind. If we want to give any example of the purity of mind, and this is the apt and the most beautiful example. There is no other example which can depict the purity of mind like this. So, austerities of the mind, detach it from the sense gratification, always thinking of doing good for others, gravity in thought, always situate in Krishna consciousness, divert the mind to Vedic literatures full of stories of Puranas, Mahabharata, rid the mind of duplicity, always think about the welfare of all. In silence, always contemplate on self-realization. So, therefore, Prabhupada always says that alone you should do the Swadhyaya, take the Bhagavad Gita, take the Bhagavatam, take the Ishu Upanishad, any of the so many books he has written, take any one of them and read scrutinizingly. So 17.17, Shraddhaya Paraya Taptam Tapasthatrividham Naraihi Aphalanshibhir Yuktaihi Satvikam Parichakshate. The threshold austerity, sorry, the threefold austerity practiced by men whose aim is not to benefit themselves materially but to please the supreme is of the nature of goodness. So primarily, if you look at the austerity in the mode of goodness, then they do all kind of austerities, all kind of tapas to please the Lord, to please Lord Krishna, not to please themselves, not to please their senses. So on the if you can look at, let's say, Vrindavan Parikrama, what they're doing, or Govardhana Parikrama, or Mayapur Parikrama. So in the hot sun they're going, and you can see they're barefooted, in fact, and in the hot sun, maybe the temperature is 45 degree to 47 degree, and they're going in the maybe at noon, and they're doing for what? Without any desire. They just want to please Krishna. Vrindavan Parikrama, Govardhan Parikrama, Mayapur Parikrama, all these are examples of goodness, the sacrifice, or sorry, the austerity in the mode of goodness. Similarly, what is the austerity in the mode of passion? Let's look at. That is 17.18. Satkara mana pujartham tapodambhena chaiva yat kriyate tad iha proktam rajasam chalam adhrubam. Those ostentatious finances and austerities which are performed in order to gain respect, honor, reverence are said to be in the mode of passion. They are neither stable nor permanent. So there are people who do a lot of finances and a lot of austerities, but to get fame, to get some honor, to get reverence. So it is not that uh, the Paramatma doesn't know it. They know it. He knows it. So the best. So one example is Guru has given some food to his disciples. This is a beautiful example. Uh, just listen to it. Very very. It's a really good one. So Guruji has given a food to everyone with their plates made of leaf, and asked them that today's task, my dear disciples, that today's task is just find a place where nobody would see you, and then eat this prasadam. So they just went everywhere. Somebody, went into a cave. Somebody went near a hill. Somebody went to a pond, whatever, and they found, and all of them ate. One particular disciple came back with his full plate, uneaten. So Guruji asked, "So what happened? You did not find an isolated place where nobody was there. That was a task, and you could not complete. So you failed." He said, "No, but then I could not find, because wherever I went, I felt the presence of Krishna as the Paramatma, and I could not find a place." Then say, "You are the perfect. You have understood the teaching so far." So 17.19. Moodha grahe nat manaha yat पीड़या क्रियते तपः परस्योत अदनर्थम वा तत्तामसम उदहृतम. So this example we had taken yesterday also, saying that austerities, this is Hiranyakashipu who is doing so much of austerities that is become a skeleton, and this kind of finances has not helped him at all. Finally, he was killed by Narsimhadev. So like people do ekadasis and austerities, nirjala ekadasis. In fact, Prabhupada has never, in fact, you know, stressed on Nirjala Ekadasi. Never. He said that rather you take a little fruit or some water, but complete your chanting. Do some seva, do preaching, so that you are able to preach. Not that you are not able, able to talk. You are just sitting, lethargic. So that is not the right thing. And in fact, Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati, his guru, once he went to Mayapur and saw that, went to one temple and saw most of the, Prabhus are sleeping here and there, taking rest in a, what was it? It was Nirjala Ekadasi. And Nirjala Ekadasi is something out of the 24 Ekadasis. If you by chance missed all the 23, then one Pandava Ekadasi, Nirjala Ekadasi, if you take that, all the benefits of all the 23 Ekadasis come. And they said that what is this happening? Everybody is sleeping. No, no, this is Nirjala Ekadasi. He said, not required. Please take some fruit, take something, and do chanting, do kirtan. What is the point of having a Nirjala Ekadasi? Then taking rest and then watching Netflix. There is no point. Rather, take something and do it. So, this austerities of this kind is not as per the scripture. And those penances and austerities which are performed foolishly by means of obstinate self torture or to destroy or injure others are said to be in the mode of ignorance, like that of the Hiranyakashipu, like that of uh, the Bhasmasura that we talked about yesterday. So, penance and austerities executed to attract people, receive honor, and worship from others are in the mode of passion. So this is the mode of passion. Such person arranged to be worshipped by subordinates, letting them wash their feet and receive riches. Hiranyakashipu performed austere penances to become immortal and kill the demigods. However, he could not become immortal because Brahma also was not immortal. So now, charity in the three modes. So we see, as grihastas, all of us, we are supposed to do charity. And it must be done in the right way. And the best way is to do the charity in the mode of sattva or in the mode of goodness. And what is the charity in the mode of goodness? It has to be to the right person or the deserving person in the right time. That is more important and as per the scripture. So let us look at, so databhyam iti yat danam diyate anupakarine dese kale cha patre cha taddanam sattvikam smritam. Dese, kalecha, patrecha. So all these three conditions has to be fulfilled. So desha is the right place, kala is the right time, is the right person. So the gift which is given out of duty at the proper time and place to a worthy person and without expectation of return is considered to be charity in the mode of goodness. So what do we see here? Swamiji is distributing Bhagavad Gita on an occasion of Janmashtami. So occasion is perfect, the purpose is perfect, time is perfect, and it is he's doing as part of his duty. He's not expecting. He's simply he's simply distributing Krishna consciousness. So it is an akarma he's doing. So this kind of charity is called in the mode of sattva. But there are people who wants to do charity to get fame and to get some honor. So we can see that now. So charity in goodness as a duty, then at proper time and place, and to a worthy person. What will happen is, if it is not given to, let's say, you give some charity to someone, and then he uses it for alcohol, and due to the or some narcotics, and due to the effect of that, he let's say murder someone, and that karma comes back to you because you had done the charity. So it should be very, very cautious because that karma, what he is doing because of your charity, will come back. So we'll come to that example. So let us be very, very cautious about the charity. You can see this and anyone can understand this. Yattu pratyup, Yattu pratyupakarartham यत तु प्रति उपकारार्थम फलम उद्दिश्य वा पुनः दीयते च परीक्षितम तद्दानम राजसम स्मृतम. So prati upakara, if we are waiting for, if charity which is performed with expectation of some return, prati upakara artham phalam uddisya, that particular thing is supposed to be in the mode of passion, and or with a desire of a fruitive result, or in grudging mood is said to be in charity in the mode of passion. So here we can see he is doing a charity, of course, to some person who is maybe flood affected, or maybe some drought affected, but then he wants to also have some honor. So he's doing a selfie, and so that it can go to Insta, or it can go to Facebook, or any of the social media, so that he becomes popular, get some honor, etc. However, the same thing sometimes can be done by, let's say, some of the film stars, or someone who can influence others, in the sense that suppose someone is a fan of a cricketer, and that particular cricketer is doing this kind of charity, and it influences someone that, okay, I should also do, then that will not become a mode of passion, then that becomes a thing. So charity and passion, expectation of some return, some fame, some honor, desire for fruitive results, and grudging mood. I mean, I don't want to do, but I have to do because I need that. So that's the thing. Then the last one. Adisakale yat danam apatrebhyascha diyate asatkritam avagyatam tattamasam uddhritam. And charity performed at an improper place and improper time and given to unworthy persons without respect and with contempt is charity in the mode of ignorance. As we discussed, that if you do this kind of charity, the karma will come back. If it does, if you murder someone, then even that karma will come back. So now I'll tell you one beautiful story. And just this is a question. So listen to me carefully. This is a question you have to answer, that the karma will go to whom. And this story is very simple. The story is that there is a king who does a lot of charity. And what does he do? He gives milk to his subjects. Every day he comes in the morning and distributes, buckets of milk to whoever is there. So there are hundreds of people. So to everyone he is serving milk. So one day what happened? So one eagle was, flying just above that particular field where he was, giving this charity. And eagle was, in fact, he caught a snake. Snake was distressed because of the distress, because it is going to be killed. So because of the distress, the poison came out, and that drop of the poison fell on the milk, and the milk was distributed, and somebody might have died. We don't know yet, or somebody has died. Now, this is the part one. So there is a part two of it. At this point, in fact, Yamaraj is also thinking that, okay, where to put the karma now? Like it should be the eagle, or it should be the snake, or it should be the king, who it should be. So anyone, Hare Krishna, this is a very, very important relation. Very, very. Anyone, who the karma should go for killing someone. Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna. Very important question. Hare Krishna.
जी सर.
Please try.
Prabhuji, it should
Yes.
go to the king.
No, but then it's not king's mistake, right? Because king has not done that. It has come from the snake. King didn't know. He has done it, I mean, while he was serving, he didn't know that poison was already there. So how you can say that it's king's mistake? So how the karma will go to the king? Okay, fine. What is the next answer?
सर both है सर. Both
Both means
king and sir, both
Raja.
karma will do.
Means both king as well as the eagle or the snake.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Fine. So we are saying that all of them, that is eagle also, snake also, king also. But in the animal kingdom, the eagle is the snake is the food of eagle. So taking a food is not a bad karma. It's a food. So you cannot say that because of that karma he can be, so tiger, eating a deer, he's not there is no karma, right? For in the animal kingdom there is no karma because they are in fact uh, they are called the what John I mean phala yonis, in the sense that they only get the result because of their previous karma. They get the body of the animal, and they cannot discriminate what is good and bad. So whatever is there in the instinct they will do. So eagle cannot have that karma. Snake cannot have that karma because under distress it has happened. He has not done it anything intentionally. Raja, the king also cannot do. Now Yamaraj is also confused. In the sense he's just thinking, okay, but then karma has to be passed on. It cannot stay like that. So where it will stay? It cannot be in the middle of the air. Now there is a parallel event is happening. What is happening is some sadhu had come and some ladies were gossiping somewhere. Okay, I mean maybe gents were also gossiping. So I'm not making a remark here that it was ladies or gents. Anyone, some persons was gossiping. So the sadhu asked, okay, where is the palace of the king? So one of the lady in the gossip said, oh, that king who has killed the person. Now she passed the verdict. Once he passed the verdict, when Yamaraj has not yet passed the verdict, now immediately the karma went to this person. So gossiping can be that dangerous. So it's a great lesson that there are people who are innocent, and we keep on making judgments. We keep on giving various judging remarks without knowing the fact. In that case, what happens is the actual karma which is going to happen to that person will come back to us because of the gossip. This is the example which is given in the Bhagavatam. Hare Krishna. Any question on this? Okay, we'll deal the question later on. Okay, less time. Okay, so let's go. So charity in ignorance happens what? It happens in an improper place, improper time. So there is no sastric time, like there is no tithi or any Janmastami or Govardhan Jatra or anything for that matter. Unworthy persons, maybe you are giving it to a drunkard, maybe you are giving to a stoner, no proper attention. So there is no Shraddha, no proper respect, and also absolutely impure place. This is how the mode of ignorance works in the event of charity. Okay, so this is what Adisa Kale Danam Yad Danam Pratyebhyascha Diyate Asakram Avagyatam Tattamasam Udrutam. This is what. So this is what it is. You can see here that he's asking for wheat. Help, I need money for wheat. So you don't know what will happen and what he's going to do after this. Any karma he does will come back to us. Finally, the conclusion, Om Tat Sat. Om Tat Sat iti nirdesho brahmanastri vidha smritaha brahmanastena vedascha yajnascha vihitaha pura. From the beginning of creation, the three words Om Tat Sat were used to indicate the supreme absolute truth. These three symbolic representations were used by Brahmanas while chanting the hymns of the Vedas and during sacrifices for the satisfaction of the Supreme. So Om Tat Sat. So whether it is sacrifice, whether it is charity, whether it is austerity, everything before, if we say Om Tat Sat, then it gets purified. And what does it mean? In fact, Om in the chapter 10, Krishna says what? Om, Om is his, I mean, represents him, right? So, from the beginning of the creation, the three syllables Om Tat Sat have been used to indicate supreme absolute truth. They were uttered by the Brahmanas while chanting the Vedic hymns and during sacrifices for the satisfaction of the Supreme. We say Hari Om Tat Sat. This also we say. But in our Mahamantra chanting, we don't require Om because Krishna is already there. So Om represents Krishna and Krishna is already there in Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Already it is there. Now, 17.24. Tasmat Om iti uddhritya yajnadana tapah kriyaha pravartante vidhanuktuhu satatam brahma vadinam. Thus, the transcendentalist undertakes sacrifices, charities, and penances, beginning always with Om to attain the Supreme. Om iti etat brahmano nedishtam nama indicates the first goal. So, Om means Vishnu. So, when we say Om Namah Shivaya, when we say Om Namah Ganeshaya, when we say Om Namah Bhagavate Vasudevaya, everywhere Om means Vishnu. It is placed at the beginning of Vedic hymns to indicate the supreme goal. 2.5. Tad iti anabhisandhya phalam yajna tapah kriyah dana kriyascha vividha kriyante moksho kangshibhihi. Without desiring fruitive results, one should perform various kinds of sacrifice, penance, and charity with the word tat. The purpose of such transcendental activities is to get free from the material entanglement. So if we use Om Tat Sat while doing charity, while doing austerity, while doing sacrifice, then it purifies. So we should remember this when we do any kind of charity or any kind of austerity, to utter the words Om Tat Sat. One should perform sacrifice, penance, and charity with the word Tat. The purpose of such transcendental activities is to get free from the material entanglement. Tat is coming from where? The Chandogya Upanishad. And what it says? Tat Tvam Asi. And that Tat describes detached work for the sake of liberation. That is Niskama Karma. And these activities are done regardless of material results. So primarily Niskama Karma. Tat is Niskama Karma. Then Sadbhave Sadhu Bhave Cha Sad Iti Etat Prayujyate Prasasте Karmani Tatha प्रशस्ते कर्माणि तथा सच्चब्द पार्थ युज्यते यज्ञे तपसि दाने च स्थिति सदिति चोच्यते कर्म चैव तदर्थीयम् सदित्येव अभिधीयते. So prasaste karmani is prescribed duties. There are many purificatory process from the time of conception of one's, the conception to the end of life. These are meant for the ultimate liberation of the living entities. Uttering Om Tat Sat is very auspicious, hence recommended during their performances. So there are 16 samskaras. So in each of the samskaras, there is some or other sacrifice. So that means in every samskara, Om Tat Sat is something is to be uttered. And Sat Bhave is acting in Sattva Krishna consciousness and in Sadhu Bhave. Sadhu is devotee, is one who is fully conscious of the activities of Krishna consciousness. And transcendental matters become very clear in association of devotees. So in 26-27, the absolute truth is the objective of the devotional sacrifice. So Krishna is called Sat Chit Ananda. Sat is eternal and Chit is knowledge, and Ananda is blissfulness or bliss. So these works of sacrifice of penance and charity, true to the absolute nature, are performed to please the Supreme Person, O son of Partha. Sad eva samya. Then Sat means eternal. So factually, the transcendental sound Omkara, although a combination of the three letters A, U and Ma, has transcendental potency, and one who chants Omkara will very soon realize Omkara and Lord Vishnu to be non-different. That's what Krishna also says in chapter 10. Om, he is the among the syllable he is A, and among the sounds he is Om, that he has said. And also, Chaitanya Thakur has also said in the Chaitanya Charitamrita at the end of the Adi Leela that Omkara can liberate. And who are our great Sanatana Goswami and who? Okay. अकारणच्युते कृष्णः सर्वलोकैकनायकः उकारणच्युते राधा मकारो जीव वाचकः akaranochyate Krishna. The letter akara refers to Krishna, who is Sarvalokaika Sarvaloka Maheshwaram, Bhoktaram Yagatapasam, Sarvaloka Maheshwaram, Surudamso Sarvabhutanam, Gyatva Mam Shantim Ruchati. That was the peace formula. And the master of all living entities and planets, material and spiritual. So this is about the A. And the letter U, Ukara indicates Srimati Radha Rani, the pleasure potency of Krishna. And Makara of the Om, the Makara indicates the living entities or the Jivas. So inside the Om, which is A, U, and Ma, A represents Krishna, U represents Radharani, and Ma represents the all our living entities who are the Tathastha Shakti. And who is this devotee? He is Ramananda Rai. So where Chaitanya Thakur in fact revealed him as Radharani together because Chaitanya has come, Mahaprabhu has come in the both Radharani and Krishna together. And he has revealed only once in his entire Leela to Ramananda Rai. And who is Ramananda Rai? He is actually in the Dwapara, he is the Arjuna. And who is Arjuna? Arjuna from the Golaka, he is the Visakha Sakhi. So he is from the Ashta Sakhi, he is the Visakha Sakhi. Asradhaya Hutang Dattam Tapastaptam Kurtam Chayat Asadityu Asadityuchyate Partha Nacha Tat Pretya No Iha. What sacrifices, austerities, and charities performed without faith in the Supreme are non-permanent. O son of Partha, regardless of whatever rites you have performed, they are called asat and are useless both in the life and the next. So whether we are chanting Hare Krishna Mahamantra, whether we are worshipping, whatever, whether we are doing charity, if we are not doing with the Shraddha or with the faith, then it is all useless. That is the last line here. So Krishna is saying, when he's saying that Sarveshu Kaleshu Ma Manusmara Yuddhascha means he is to be remembered, and when remembrance happens perfectly, only when there is Shraddha. And without Shraddha, it is all meaningless. So this is the chapter 17 summary. 17, so 1 to 7 is one's modes, which determines one's activities, faith and worship in the modes. 8 to 10, food in the modes. So, Rajasic, Tamasic, and Sattvic food, and what are the qualities of the food, and how does it, in a subtle way, how does it form our consciousness. 11 to 13 is sacrifices in the modes. Some in one mode there is no desire, in the second or the rajas there is desire, and the third there is in fact nothing was there, not as per scripture. Then 14 to 19 there was austerity in the modes, that also we have learned, like austerities in the ignorance. It's not in the scripture, not to the right person, not in the right time. unworthy person, all that happens in the, 14 to 19. Charity also 20 to 22. Charity in the modes, and 23 to 28 is the most important one. That is the Om Tat Sat, the conclusion, Om Tat Sat, which purifies all kinds of charities, all kinds of sacrifices, and all kinds of austerities. So, Hari Om Tat Sat. So I stop here. Hare Krishna.